This lesson is designed to help you with homework number 18. So if you're having trouble with this homework, then this should help you out some. All right, let's look at day 1, and let's look at the very first fraction. Here we have 4 1/3 minus 2 3/8. So the first thing that I need to do is, well, first of all, you can actually solve this problem by changing it from a mixed number to an improper fraction. But that is going to give you some pretty large numbers to work with. So instead, let's focus on just the fraction part for now. So I need to find a common denominator, the lowest common denominator, and that would be 24. So 8 times 3 is equal to 24. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Now 3 times 8 is equal to 24, and 1 times 8 is equal to 8. Now that my denominators are the same, I should be able to subtract, but there's a problem. 8 is smaller than 9, so I cannot subtract. I am going to have to regroup. So I'm going to take 1 away from this whole number, take 1 away and give it to this fraction. So when I take 1 away from here, I'm left with 3. Now when I give it to this fraction, I'm not going to give it as a whole number, but as a fraction. So that fraction is going to be similar to this one right here, but because it's equal to 1, it will be 24 over 24. So now that I have equal denominators, then I can add. 8 plus 24 is 32, and my denominator is 24. Now at this point, this is looking a little bit messy, so I'm going to rewrite my problem. I'm going to keep my whole number right here, and then this is the new fraction, 32 over 24, minus 2, and then this part, 9 over 24. And now I can subtract because my denominators are the same and my numerator here is larger than this one. And then don't forget, that you need to subtract the whole numbers. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. You should be able to finish it. Remember that if you are left with a fraction that you can simplify, you need to simplify, or if you have an improper fraction down here, then you need to divide and make sure that you don't have an improper fraction down here. All right, let's look at day 2, 3, 4, and 5 are very similar. So you need to make sure that you are regrouping if you need to and finding the lowest common denominator. All right, let's look at day 1. Let's look at the division problem. 48 will go into 2,541. Now, this is a pretty large number, but what we need to do is think about estimating and figuring out, getting close to a number that I can divide. So 48 will not go into 2, will not go into 25, but it will go into 254. So I'm going to take 250 and think, okay, 250, and then 48, compatible number there would be 50, or rounding that number. So 50 will go into 250, or 5 will go into 25 5 times. So I am going to take this and say, okay, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 2 is 25. So I'm going to try dividing this by 48 and put a 5 right here. So then 5 times 48, let's take that. 5, and let me just rewrite it down here. 48 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 5 times 8 is 20 plus 4 is 24. Write my number here. 5 times 48 is 240. I subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Then, since 48 is larger than 14, I'm on the right path. Bring my next number down. Now when I bring my next number down, then I think, okay, 48, 50. 50 plus 50 is 100. But 3 groups of 50 would be 150. That's a little much. So I'm going to try multiplying it by the number 2. So 48 times 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And then I subtract. So 1 minus 6, can't do that, so I need to regroup. 11 minus 6, if you are having trouble and you can't use your fingers, count up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 3 minus 9. You don't have to necessarily regroup because you've already got a 13 here, but if that confuses you, that's fine. That's 0, and that would be a 13. So 13 minus 9 is 4. 48 is larger than 45, so this is my remainder. Now remember, you can multiply 52 times 8 and then add 45 to check your work and make sure that you got the correct answer. Day 2, 3, 4, and 5 have very similar problems. Let's look at day 1 again. 28 times 7 twelfths. So here, all you have to do is rewrite your fraction 28 over 1 times 7 twelfths. So you would multiply straight across. 28 times 7 is equal to something, and 1 times 12 is equal to something. Now, just by looking at this, I know that this is going to be an improper fraction. So you will have to divide so that you have a mixed number and not be left with an improper fraction. Day 2 and 3 have similar problems, just larger numbers. And then let's look at day 4. There's a division problem. So I've got 1/4 divided by the whole number 5. So rewrite your problem and put the whole number over 1 to make it a fraction. So you've got 1/4. Division turns into multiplication of the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the reciprocal of 5 over 1 is 1/5. And then you multiply across. All right, let's look at the word problems. This is where you seem to have the most trouble. So if you look at problem number 1, there's a mistake. So there's actually 2 mistakes in these problems. Let's write that he has 2 $50 bills instead of 1. Jose bought a shirt for $12.25. So this is for the shirt. And 2 belts for $8.36. And a pair of jeans for $35.95. And he has 2 $50 bills. So 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 5 is 10. Count your decimal places, 1, 2, 1, 2, and he has got $100 to shop with. So if this is what he's spending and this is what he has, then you have to figure out what he will have left over. This is an equation that you can work with. Now when you're working with equations, if you have a set of parentheses, then you have to work what's on the inside of your parentheses before you do anything else. Let's look at day 2. Casey likes to run. She ran 3.5 miles on Monday. .2 miles on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, she ran 2.5 miles. How many miles did she run altogether? That is fairly easy. You should be able to do that without any help. Let's look at day 3. Rob earns $13, not per house, but per hour building oil field machinery. Doesn't matter if you know what kind of machinery that is. What matters is that you know what to do. So Rob earns $13 per hour building oil field machinery. Last week he worked, so this is last week, he worked 39 hours. And then this week, he worked 32 hours. And it says he makes, how much money did Rob earn both weeks? So if he worked 39 hours plus 32 hours, then you take every hour and you multiply it by 13 because that's how much he makes per hour. Great. Let's move on to Kenny. Kenny's dad, on day 4, Kenny's dad filled the car with 15.25 gallons of gas on Monday. On Friday, he filled his car with 13.6 gallons of gas. How much gas did he put in his car during those 2 days? That is, make yourself a diagram if you can't figure it out. But on, let's see, on Monday, he put 15.25 gallons. And on Friday, he put 13.6 gallons of gas. So what you're looking for is how much gas he put in his car during these 2 days. So from here all the way to here is the amount of gas that you're looking for. All right. Milo, go that way. Let's look at day 5. How is 523,002 and 300ths written as a number? This can be pretty complicated. So what you need to do is write or draw a place value chart. All right, so let's start. Let's put the decimal right here. And this is my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. That's as far as I need to go. And then this is my tenths and my hundreds. All right, so we've got 523,000. All right, so 523,000. So there's my thousands. So I will write 523,000. 523,000 or 1,000 2. 523,002. That means we don't have any hundreds, we don't have any tens. The 2 is right here. Here's my decimal. That's the and. And then it says 300ths. That means here's my hundredths place. The 3 will go here. Now you can't leave this empty. Add a 0. So there's your number. 523,002 and 300ths. All right, that is the end of this lesson. If you still need more help with this homework, come, and you are a student in my class, come to tutorials and I will help you with it.